Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the JayBee Milly channel. I am JayBee and today I'm going to be breaking down all the Easter eggs that I could find in episode 10, the season finale of Velma. So first and foremost, I apologise that this video is coming out a little bit late. It was delayed over the weekend because Milly had to sort some stuff out with her car, which is thankfully all cleared up now. But then, of course, as you may know, this whole week has been absolutely crazy for us, going viral on all sorts of media outlets such as Screen Rant, Collider. It's been absolutely crazy. A video about all that is coming up soon, but as you can possibly understand, this week has been a bit out of the ordinary for us. So without further ado, we're going to be presenting all the Easter eggs that we could find in the season finale. Spoiler alert, of course. Now the first Easter egg is pretty obvious. It's of course Fred designing that initial logo for the Mystery Machine, and I suppose it's an Easter egg in and of itself, as throughout the series we've been peppered with this very same logo for Jones Gentleman Accessories. So not only is it an Easter egg to Fred designing what would eventually become that version of the Mystery Machine logo, but it also calls back to that original Jones Gentleman Accessories logo that we've seen throughout the entire series. We also see the shell of the Mystery Machine here, originally owned by Velma's mum, Dia Dinkley. We have Fred purchasing it and doing it up in that Jones Gentleman Accessory logo. And I actually think this looks pretty good. I mean, we're going to possibly discuss where this eventual design ends up later on in this video, but for the moment I think that this is a pretty solid Easter egg. And now this is the sequence where Dia is in prison and Velma visits her. Now it may seem like nothing instantly, but if you look at that background writing, and we are going to zoom in a little bit, there's an Easter egg list for quite a few of the original villains from Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? So to the very left hand side we see a writing that says Charlie was here. Now initially I did interpret this as an Easter egg to Charlie the robot, but it could also be an Easter egg to the showrunner and producer Charlie Grandi. And to the right of that it's kind of obscured but underneath that tally chart, but it says Creeper, of course a reference to the Creeper. And just above that we see Space Kook. That's all that I could find personally. Maybe there's some more that I've missed out on, but it's pretty cool to see those Easter eggs there. Quite a similar Easter egg list really to what we saw in Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo, which Charlie Grandi has said that he's seen, so maybe that's a little reference to that, but I'm not too sure. Cut. 7 days a week, do. Yes, that was 3. 3, 2, 1. And this is an Easter egg that's more of a video clip that I'm going to show after I've discussed this briefly, but it's clearly Velma just losing her glasses and then making a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek remark about, oh, I hope this doesn't happen too often, which of course it in fact does.
My glasses! I hope this doesn't keep happening.
So interpret this Easter egg how you like it. Velma makes a remark that we're going to play about now.
If my brain isn't Fred, I'll just go to the police right after I've looked at myself naked.
And Scoobytopia on Twitter actually commented that it could be an Easter egg to Scooby-Doo 2002.
Hey, I can look at myself naked.
Which I absolutely love. Huge shout out to Scoobytopia, by the way. He's been so incredible helping us out with all the Hex Girls news stories, so a link to his channel and Twitter account will be in the description down below. This Easter egg is pretty self-explanatory.
Well, it appears I've gotten away with it, you meddling kid.
And in the almost epilogue of the series, we see all the gang in different places, and we see Norval starting to get a little bit of that facial hair going, you know, kind of a bit scraggly, which could ultimately lead to him becoming Shaggy as opposed to going by the Norval name. And, you know, we see Lamont trying to indoctrinate him into the way of the stoner, shall we say.
Have you tried marijuana?
And Daphne gets a letter with a hex symbol on it. And I know we kind of have a canon version of the Hex Girls in this universe, which has a very different logo. It's more of an A and they're kind of different looking. But I'm kind of thinking we could almost get some level of vindication, although maybe it'll just annoy people even more if we do get some Hex Girls representation in season 2, which I do think we're gonna get. I think that they're either gonna be the main centerpiece or the main heroes or villains, or they're gonna be something if they make a season 2 of this. And I do think it's gonna connect back to this sign there. I maybe think some people will think that this is to do with, you know, Daphne's parents escaping. I really don't think so. I think this is going to be a Hex Girls reference. But again, let me know what you think this symbol means in the comment section down below. And of course we get, I guess, a prototype of the Mystery Machine. And it's Fred Jones's Spooky Stuff Hunter. And I actually feel like Fred's got the strongest ending out of them all here. I've kind of found myself weirdly gravitating towards Fred throughout this series, but I do feel like it's a natural progression for him to, I guess, stand up to his dad in that final moment and kind of pick his own lane a bit instead of being so dependent on them. And his safe space now is the van, is the Mystery Machine, which I'm hoping if they do right, it becomes a little bit more like the Fred we know coming in the next season. But at the same time, there were a lot of hopes I had for stuff in the first season, which for the most part disappointed me. So decent ending for Fred, but I can see them wasting it later on. And I think probably the weakest ending is Velma. We get the most Velma ending in that she gets accepted to be a detective, she works with the police force. Instantly you think Velma's gonna do that. But this version of Velma, I really don't think it fits that well, apart from the fact that they want to hammer home that this is the smartest member of Mystery Inc. and everything. I really don't think that this has deserved this ending for Velma. But it is an Easter egg nonetheless, as Velma is becoming more of that detective that she would eventually become in the classic series. So that is about it. If you do want to see more videos about Scooby-Doo, please subscribe to the channel. We're going to be producing so much content in the next couple of days, including the 75th interview special, which by the time of this being uploaded may have been announced yet, but trust me, you will not be disappointed. So yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
And I'm proud to call you a friend, no matter how annoying I find your voice.
Let's just hope that for his sake, this version of Fred never meets Kate Micucci's Velma.